Melissa, welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to get into this topic. I'm excited. How about you?
I'm excited as well. We are talking today about Clubhouse, which is the new kid on the block in terms of social media. A year ago, we were talking about TikTok. Now today, we're talking about Clubhouse. So, Melissa, I'm no expert. Obviously, you've been in Clubhouse for, I guess, a month or so. So, can you tell us a little bit about the platform and what is the objective of Clubhouse?
Okay, so I don't know about expert, Vin. I might just be a couple of steps ahead of you that I got in earlier. But from my experience so far, so this is a relatively new app, and their marketing strategy has been very, very smart because it's built on word of mouth marketing, which is very positive, and exclusivity. So you can only get into this app by invite by somebody who is already a part of the app. So it's still in the beta stage and it's only for iOS. There's talk about it coming relatively soon within the next couple of months to Android, but that remains to be seen. But in a short definition, it's an audio chat app. So there's no visual besides the profile that you set up for your account. So essentially, there's not like a difference between business or personal, but it's a great way to just go in and host events about a topic that you enjoy, whether it's something for your business, whether it's just a way that you want to connect with others over a common interest, but it's all done through audio. People can enter rooms and you can give in your feedback. You can moderate a room with somebody, and then also you can host your own event. So it's pretty cool.
So it's like an audio conference.
Yeah, I think probably for most people to have like something concrete to apply it to, think about an audio conference, but much more fun. It's not like the meeting that we have like every week at work or something, right? It's more like you could have a meeting about like your love for Justin Bieber, if that's your thing, or
Not my
like
love. Let's clear that up.
yours would probably be craft beer, right?
Craft
Like you
beer,
could find,
yeah, for sure. Horror
yeah.
movies.
Exactly, right? Which is really cool. And think about it, especially in this pandemic, networking, people are still trying to find a rhythm for what is engaging. Like, how many times can we go on Zoom, all try to talk over one another, go into breakout rooms and play like social games? So here's a way for you to still connect with people and have that social interaction, which I think we all miss and need. But we're doing it safely from, our mobile phone, most likely in our homes or apartments. So,
Okay, so it's audio only.
mm-hmm.
It's app only for
Yep.
iOS.
Yep.
It's educational educational in like it's practical for educational purposes, and also it's good for networking. So
Yeah.
so those are really, I guess, the two things. People are going on there to learn and to network.
Yeah.
Is that safe to say?
To learn to network, and I think also to build kind of community, which I think sometimes we miss on the other social media platforms, because at this current moment there's no way to advertise on this platform, which I think a lot of people are like, hallelujah, like I don't have to worry about being spammed with an ad. So it's just a nice way for it to kind of go back to the golden age of maybe what Facebook once was, which was, you're just friending your friends,
Right.
updating them on your life, talking about things you're passionate about versus trying to hard sell them on things or being, hit with an ad.
Totally. I think we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. So let's talk about sort of the big hurdle here, which is how do you join? And when I went to sign up, I got the app on my phone, Clubhouse, but you can't join unless somebody invites you. So it's like an exclusive club right now. So tell us a little
Yes.
bit more about that.
So essentially, you can sign up and you can reserve your username, which you can only ever change once after you've initially signed up. So like, let's say you pick a name and then you want to change it again, you'll only ever be allowed to change it one other time. So you can set up a profile, you can give a picture, you can link to Twitter and your Instagram. There's no other links for like a website, which I think is kind of a missed opportunity, but they probably want you to stay an app like most social media platforms. You can write a bio of yourself, and basically you get one invite when you join. And you can text somebody because they'll see your contacts, like the way that they have it set up when you join. It's like, hey, you have an invite. you can go through your contacts and essentially invite that person, and then a text message will be generated that you can text to them. And I think it's really smart. Like, it's cool because, again, if you want to create a sense of like community, AKA, hey, it's called Clubhouse. So it's a way for you to invite the people that you want to talk with and spend time with in social media. And then the more you participate, the more invites you get, which again is very smart. So like, you want to add more people, you just can't sign up and immediately have access. You have to like pay to play, right? You got to host a room, you got to participate and give something back to the community in order to get more access.
Okay, so in order to get in, you have to know somebody who's already in, ask them for an invite, they'll send you an invite, and then once you're in, then you can start accumulating your own invites and start adding people that way,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about some of the benefits and some of the drawbacks about joining. Because I'm thinking about our industry. I'm thinking about promo products professionals. We already have a ton of platforms that we're on: Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram. Like, what are the benefits and the drawbacks for people in our industry to join Clubhouse?
So really good question. I think this is probably a term that's overused, but thought leadership. So if you have expertise, and it doesn't necessarily have to be professional, like you could make yourself stand out, Vin, on Clubhouse as being a horror expert, connoisseur of B horror movies, because there's people out there who want to connect with people like you because they have that same passion, they have that same interest. So I feel like if there's an area, an industry, or subject matter you're really passionate about, this is a way for you to share that out. And I think a really inviting, non-threatening way that is definitely a soft sell. I think that's the beauty of this platform, is because you can promote yourself, your business, as a promotional products professional. If that's why you're going on there, a lot of promo professionals in our industry have joined and have followed me, and I've popped into some of their groups. And for example, I went to like yesterday, I went to a really cool event where somebody was talking about you're more than your logo, the power of personal branding. And this person is really good about social media in our industry. And she had shared that she had been in another room where she was just practicing her pitch. That was the whole premise of the room, is everybody's going around practicing their sales pitch and getting feedback from their peers. Really cool, right? So somebody said to her, can I DM you, privately after this? Because I know you said you want to be a speaker. And she booked a speaker gig, one of her first like speaker gigs outside of the industry. So I think it's one of those things where if you can speak confidently to whatever subject matter, there's a way for you to cultivate business. And the fact that it's linked back to other social profiles, you can kind of expand your network. A friend of mine owns an agency. She's a web designer. And she does, websites for small businesses. She hosts almost like weekly events, multi times like a week for like 30 minutes to an hour. She has gotten so many inquiries about web design services. Like, she's gotten leads left and right, and she's not bringing anybody into a funnel. She's just sharing her expertise about Wix and web design, and people want to know more. So
that was going to be my next question. So you're in a room with a whole bunch of other people. You're listening. You're joining a conversation. Now, if somebody wants to take a conversation offline, can you take the conversation offline on Clubhouse? Or is it more or less, hey, you go to the person's profile, you see their, this is who they are on Twitter, other links. Is that how you take you're taking a potential client or somebody that you're going to connect with? How do you do a one-on-one there?
Good question. So you can literally ping somebody. So, if you follow them, you can ping them and you can have a private chat. So like if I was like, oh,
right on Clubhouse.
Yeah, right on Clubhouse. Okay. Yeah, like if I was like, man, Vin really knows his stuff about beer. Like, I want to know more about IPAs. Like, can I, so I would just ping you after, and we could have a private chat. We could also let people into that, but you have the option of keeping it exclusive to just one-to-one, which is nice. So you don't have to go outside the app. But also, if you wanted to check out and go through more traditional means, you could go to somebody else's social, which again, there should be a link for a website. I just think that's the next step for them, the profile. It's just smart, personally.
Okay. All right. So Now let's talk about businesses. I think about all the other social networks, Facebook, Instagram. You can have business profiles. Can you do that in Clubhouse?
So there's not like a set business profile where you could pull analytics like you could on Instagram or Facebook or things like that. You are making one profile, and it kind of is, in my opinion, a blend between personal and professional branding, if that's what you're going on there for. If you're just going on there to socialize, it's your personal profile. If you're going to set yourself up as an expert or as a way to generate like potential leads and network in your industry, then you can use it to your advantage that way. But there's not like a choice, like I'm picking a business profile, I'm picking a personal profile. And that can be good and bad, I think, because I have heard some things from other promo professionals where they've gone into rooms where people are saying they have certain licensure or they have certain experience that they don't necessarily have when they're checked out, or people are not as knowledgeable about a subject as they claim to be, because again, expert, thought leader, all that stuff is kind of overused. So, and then another person had told me, they went into a seminar for like a certain business topic, and the person who was leading it was asking for them to cash app them money as like a thank you for participating. So you're going to have those people who are going to abuse it. But I think, for the most part, I like that it's not kind of like a designation between personal and business. I think it's smart.
Yeah, when I signed up, it said you have to have your name, so it appears that you can't sign up as a business. So you represent your business as yourself in there, which you absolutely can do. You can go in there for business purposes. It looks like you can go in for personal reasons, but also ultimately it's an app that you have to go in as a person. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about sharing content. I didn't see, and I think you mentioned this earlier, a way that you can actually share content in there. Is that correct?
So anything that is said or broadcast in there for audio is not saved. So think about like stories. You put that story up, people can participate it, or a snap, from like Snapchat in a certain amount of time, then it's gone. Like now we have the ability to save things that doesn't exist on this app. So it's like you participate. If you miss it, you miss it, which is cool. Again, it's like the urge, I got to participate, I can miss out. The other, I guess, downside is there's not really like a strategy for how they monitor or listen for things. So I think some of the things that people have brought up is like there needs to be better moderation tools for the people who are leading groups. And then also just their social listening. They've got in trouble for letting some groups that have been very hurtful and negative for the community happen without kind of doing anything to prevent it. But regarding the content sharing, you can link like a group or event that you have to Google Calendar or Outlook. You can save or share to your messages. You can save and share out to Instagram. You can share out on Twitter too to promote your room, but that's really all you're doing. You're not sharing any other type of content, just like the invite for the actual room itself, if you have accessibility to the app, if that makes sense.
Well, there's really also no other marketing opportunities. For instance, Facebook allows you to post, ads or sponsored opportunities. Is that not true yet for Clubhouse?
Not that I've seen, and I hope it doesn't become that way. They're already, for being, I think, around for less than 2 years, 100 million in value as a company, which is like mind blowing from the amount of investment that they've gotten. I really just think that not every app has to be monetized. And I feel like people are finding business opportunities by sharing their knowledge, sharing value to potential customers, and connecting with people in their industry for free. Like, to me, I think they should keep it that way, because I feel like, when you expand this app, there'll be, I think, an inflood of different types of events. And again, with them not really monitoring the app because it's still in the beta stage and scaling so quickly, I think it's hard for them to have like quality control. So some of the rooms I've seen have been like kind of subpar, and it's kind of hard to see like which one's going to be valuable or not. But it would be nice to be on an app for social media where I'm not going to be bombarded by ads without me having to change my settings.
Sure. Awesome. All right. So this has been great, Melissa. Anything else you want to add before we go?
So you should follow me and Vin on Clubhouse. We'll make sure that we'll give our handles in the link, but come and search us out. Join us in Clubhouse. We'll love to meet you, talk about all things social. And thanks so much for your time, Vin.
Absolutely. We'll see in a year whether or not Clubhouse really was, the new hottest thing. I mean, TikTok is, we talked about it a year ago and we're still talking about TikTok, but Clubhouse is brand new. I'm excited to see where this goes in a year.
Same. Me too. All right. Thanks, Vin.
All right.
Peace.
Take care.
Take care.